Hey, this is a food plant nursery. Today I got a little series of fruit tree guilds we're gonna do. But today we are going to look into the elusive blueberry bush. It's a high bush. This one's a high bush. We got two different kinds I try to run here at the nursery. We do a high bush and a low bush, and we're gonna try to do in-depth, semi-in-depth planting instructions on each plant we do. So this plant again is the high bush. We like to hear my goats back there hollering. The high bush is what we're going to plant today. So we're going to talk a little bit about pH or soil pH. We're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to maybe amend the soil a little bit, and then the depth we plant this, and maybe the size of the hole, and a few other little things we could throw in there. So I'm going to move the camera down so we can look at this hole and we can kind of understand what's going on. So here we go. So right here I have I'm not a very good cameraman, so bear with me. So here's the hole. Hang on a second. Dog problems. All right, so I got a hole. I got it way too deep, as I usually do, which is not a problem. So what I'm gonna do is take the topsoil, the sod, and we're going to put it in the bottom of the hole is what I'm gonna do. I like to show you this though when I flip this over. One red worm, 2, 3 red worms, 4 red worms. There's another one. 5, 6 red worms, 7 red worms. If you got red worms, night crawlers, something's going good. And part of that is what we're going to talk about more in depth, but is the wood chips, the cardboard, and all the other things we're trying to do to make a ecosystem for our plants to be healthy. So I got hard clay. It's going to go in there a little bit. I got the sod in there. So one of the things we're going to do is we got to work on our pH. And some of our pH is going to be helped by coffee grounds. These are filters. I don't have no problem. They'll compost. I have compost bins with, I would call it kitchen waste, which is heavily in coffee grounds, but it's still cooking, and we're not really ready there. So I'm putting just used coffee grounds in this hole. We're gonna layer it. I'm getting not so good a clay we're gonna put in it, and then we're gonna go back again. This is what came out of the hole. This is what this thing's gonna have to root into anyway. So by amending the soil too much, I feel like it might not want to get any bigger than this. Like it might just want to stunt the plant. And we will be doing some soil pH tests too in some other videos to help you understand, where this pH needs to be. And there's things you can do to make the pH better. And one will be coffee grounds, and we're going to, well, we'll get there, I guess, but I'm gonna compost it, the top of it with top dress it with pine needles, and just the blueberry plants for now. So I'm gonna pause the video, and then I'm going to get my hole straightened out, and we'll talk a little more about planting this thing. So I'm just gonna hit the pause. I don't know if you can see this or not, but as I go, I just can't stop from looking at the wonders of what happens when you start making good soil. I mean, it's crazy. This thing is just packed full of worms. I hope you can see these on camera. I just smashed some. There's some there. Just every place you go. This is going to be, and down in here, I don't know if you can see them. There's one. There's one. That's something else. I don't know what that is. That's a worm. Worms. Worms. I hope you can see them. I don't know. Worms. Worms. Worm. That's a good indicator of these wood chips. So we're going to continue filling this hole. We're going to get this thing set at the right depth. Right now you can't tell that, but it's too deep. We're going to work ourselves into that. I got a little compost I'm going to probably mix with it. I do a compost here with I do a compost here. I run a goat herd, Kinko goat herd, mostly purebred animals, but I bring in about 25,000 pounds of hay a year, and we compost that with all the poop, urine, and things like that. I compost it for a year. It makes a real good, lush compost. I'll bring a shovel full over here. I need to put that a little bit in there. We also have rabbits, and we are slowly working into worms so we can have some worm castings. I'm gonna get a shovel here and we're gonna finish this hole up, get this planted finally. So here's a shovel of my goat compost. Put a little of that in there. Should be pretty good nutrient in there. Can't hardly see my rabbit, but it's still rabbity. So we're getting closer. You see in there? See in there? We're gonna put a little more. A little more coffee in there. Of course, we're gonna keep using this clay because that's what's kind of here. We don't like that harder clay though. Now I notice in the hard clay, we're not getting near the worm load as in just in the soil. We're still a little deep here. So what we're going to do here too is we're going to kind of break this loose a little bit. Try to get that on camera. Spread the roots a little bit so they'll take off. We don't want them all bound up or anything. So we're going to kind of spread them out and then kind of let them kind of make their own deal there. More worms. There's one, and then there's another 2, underneath my fingers 3, 4, see that one or not, 5, another one. I don't know, I'm just excited about these worms. 6, 7, so this is what we want. This is rock. This is what we don't want. And we're going to continue on mixing more worms. I'm loving these worms. Oh man, you can't argue that you are building soil when you see that many worms. It's just it's great. It's just, this is just full of worms, just full of worms. Can keep my chickens out of here. I'm gonna scratch everything up, eat my worms. Baby worms. There's a baby worm right there. So, pretty excited about this. Then we're going to come in, more worms. Man, all kinds of worms. More worms, more worms. Man, they're worked out to be I don't know, I just can't get over it. Probably tired hearing about the worms, I get it. So let's let me get this fixed up here, and then I'll show you the pine mulch that I'm gonna run. I'm gonna wipe my finger off and hit the pause a second so you can wait on me. So again, we're trying to work on that soil pH naturally as we can. So I'm gonna mulch this with pine needles. And then we'll need to start adding more cardboard. We'll go through that in another video on the cardboard. So, there we be. We will see if we can get some more different plants that planted in this fruit tree guild food forest. It's exciting, getting our hands dirty. We like that. It's good for you. So if you need anything, need any plants, let me know. We'll see what we can do. We're trying to propagate as much plants on farm as we can. So we're going to be doing other plants. I'm going to try to do one at a time and just do a video on it. And then we'll talk about the whole guild as a the last video of each tree. This is a cherry tree. It's actually a sweet cherry tree. So sweet cherries are pretty good, but they're harder to grow than I got some sour cherry trees down there, and they seem to grow better than the sweet ones for some reason. I even had ants on here last year on the tree, so I don't understand what's going on there, but we'll find out. But we'll see what happens this year with the garlic and the daffodils that we talked about in a previous video. So we got daffodils, and we're going to do supportive species around each tree, and we'll explain about comfrey again, and your daffodils and your garlics and your onions and yarrow and just all the good marigolds, all the good pest resistant plants, and plus plants for predators, plants for cover cropping, ground covers. So we're excited, and if I can help you out, let me know. And this is Food Plant Nursery. Appreciate you listening to me. Keep growing. Out.